themselves are very drawn to the water for sort of like aesthetic reasons. You know, it can be a muse for people's art. It can also be therapeutic, sort of psychologically. So we try to build connections that aren't necessarily always about science, but also about sort of that just very visceral connection that people have to their local water. You know, the water that they get to walk around every day. It helps them sort of feel better each day. Donebrook is primarily above ground, so we have an opportunity to help people make the connection between their home and yard or school or business and how it impacts the stream, which then leads out to Lake Erie. As you move downstream, the most sort of healthy section of the stream is called the Donebrook Gorge, and that occurs between Coventry Road and MLK Boulevard, between North Park and Fair Hill. And it's still very, wooded, and the Riffle Run pools sequences, the in-stream habitats are very much intact, and there's healthy riparian corridor. There was a very ecological initial concept that was presented for the length of the stream. If it had gone through as originally proposed in the $5.5 million allotment funding, it would have been the largest urban stream restoration in the country to date. And those walls were created by Works Progress Administration Act, the WPA. So they're considered now, they're federally protected under the Historic Preservation Act. If you can't take away the walls, then you have a hard time doing restoration. And because EPA has no interest in environmental or in historical preservation, they can't, in good faith, say we're going to use our restoration dollars to do something that won't actually be restoration. So they took away half the money and basically said, here's a smaller allotment, do a smaller project, and that's what we're doing. There were the cultural gardens folks who were totally afraid that the stream was going to take away parts of their gardens, and there were a couple gardens that would have been impacted. But again, we're trying to, it's just a sad situation, because if you look at Rockefeller Park, it's not the most vital park on earth. There's not a lot of vitality that makes it a really thriving park. It's a little woebegone. It's improving for sure, but a stream that is healthier and sort of less, noxious, I think would have gone a long way to bring more people into the park and generate more dollars and more restoration for things like the gardens, etc.
At the end of Rockefeller Park, the Donebrook Creek submerges under I-90. This quiet drama plays out in the shadow of a majestic stone bridge. On both sides of the creek, trash clutters the crumbling, earthy bank. The stream bed has widened, and water runs through a silty, pebble-peppered depression in the middle. The culvert maw is a cement frame over which a tree has fallen, covering the upper portion like a cobweb. Light fails just a few feet in. The creek continues, but for now the story stops here.